We are now moving on to our next poet, Anna Remennik. Anna Remennik is a chemical engineer working in Silicon Valley and enjoys writing poems about automatic titrators, technical supply chain processes, and occasionally even more fantastical things. Her work has recently appeared in Heroic Fantasy Quarterly, Radon Journal, and NewMyths.com, including a poem nominated for the Reisling Award, and was awarded third prize at the 2022 Patricia Eschen Prize for Poetry. She can be found at annaremnick.wordpress.com, and I will put that in the chat. Go right ahead, Anna.
Thank you very much. So there's two poems I'm going to read today. One of them is quite old, and one of them is one of the newest ones. And the first one is Memorial, and I will first read it and then say a couple words about the where the inspiration and the imagery came from. So Memorial. Remember them as you pass. Here the war was won. Tiers of shattered glass, tortured creases in stone, resting filigree husks, agonized arms outstretched, piercing the smoking sky. Log-jawed behemoth tusks choking on rubble retch no more, and the blind eyes on rotting rickety stalks tremble with every gust. Stitches on tire-torn scars where the asphalt has ripped. Open wounds clogged with dust, among mutilated bars rising up through the cracks. Mutilated bars of iron, railway tracks rising up through the cracks in the empty and crested streets. Cables of naked nerves scream through the ruptured concrete. Stripped to its grayness, stripped to the bare arch of its curve, the highway swerves from the brink, only to plunge again. Telephone wires sing our victory over man. Thank you. And like I said, this is a fairly old poem, but I have liked it for quite a few years because the imagery that it came from was very striking. The first time I saw it, the original sort of behemoth tusks and husks and all of those things come from not actually a derelict place. It comes from taking the BART train past the port of Oakland, and it's this very industrial and post-apocalyptic sort of landscape, even though it's also quite functional. But that was my first look at it when I was still fairly new to the Bay Area, and it sort of combined with, as a kid in Soviet Ukraine, playing in construction sites because that's what you did. And getting the look inside concrete pieces with like wire armatures sticking out. So they sort of combined into this post-apocalyptic imagery that has stayed with me for quite a while. So that is the older poem, and the new one is called The Hills We Know, and it's a pantoum, which was my first time writing that form. And when I started trying to figure out how to do that and reading them to get into the feel of things, the cyclical and sort of almost hypnotic repetition of the lines put me very strongly in mind of a particular fantasy trope, and that's where the poem came from. And it's called The Hills We Know. The horns call us beyond the fields we know, beyond the sunlit glades and gentle hills, into the woods suffused with argent glow, soft leaf speech and the murmuring of rills. Beyond the sunlit glades and gentle hills, tree sentries sway in shadow and exchange soft leaf speech, as the murmuring of rills transmutes the forest hum to something strange. Tree sentries sway in shadows. The exchange of dappled kisses blown from birch to birch transmutes the forest hum. There's something strange here in the gloom, secure from any search, dappled with kisses blown from birch to birch. Odd moments linger, steeped in ancient dreams, here in the gloom. In answer to our search, the song of groves and dragonflies and streams seeps through each moment, lingers. Ancient dreams lead to the woods suffused with argent glow. With voice of groves and dragonflies and streams, the horns call us beyond the fields we know.
Thank you, Anna. All right, thanks everybody for attending part one of the inaugural issue of poetry readings for SpecPoVerse. If you can, please join us for part two at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we will be hearing poetry read by four more outstanding poets. Thank you, everyone, very much, everybody.